Okay, so now that we've lubed this down and cleaned it up a little bit, both of these cusp tips are touching the occlusal plane. That cusp is in line with this, our ridge line. The other thing you want to check out is basically the angulation of the tooth this way, because you can have it straight up, straight up this way, axially. You can also have this cusp on the line, but you can also have this tooth tweaked, you can have it rotated either way. So you want to make sure that this line flows nicely and that, it's in line. Because basically if you can see how if this tooth is, say, tilted too mesily or rotated too mesily, that's going to set up your line for your central fossa and your central grooves to flare it out that way. On the flip side, if it's just twisted too distally, it'll set it like that. So this ridge will help keep you in line, but you still want to make sure that you're you're pretty close, so you don't have to make a lot of adjustments as you go. So next we're going to set the second premolar, and it's very similar to the first. Same basic idea. The only thing different with this tooth is that you kind of start to get into your curve of Wilson, and so your buccal cusp is going to be slightly off of the occlusal table. And I know they give you measurements in the lecture, 0.5 millimeters and all that stuff. It's important to follow that stuff in the beginning because you're kind of learning and you don't know how things should look or what it's supposed to be. So go ahead and follow that in the beginning, but once you are used to setting this stuff up, you'll know what a good curve of Wilson looks like and a good curve of Spee. So you won't need to necessarily follow those exact guidelines. So what I'll do is I like to get it on there, and basically, again, like before, like I said, how you want to get it basically where you need it to be. So I kind of know that, or I know for sure that this cusp is going to be touching on the occlusal table. This one here is going to be about 0.5 millimeter up. So again, I mark that, and again I'll mark the ridge also to make sure that it's in line. Because we always want to see a nice flow. So then what I'll do is I'll move the tooth until I see it's about level. So these two cusps are about level, and then I'll go on this side, and I notice that that's a little bit too high. Also, this tooth is tweaked a little bit. So I'll kind of get it, basically you just want to get it into the position about where you think it should be. And you can see how see how there's all this wax on the facial. I can't really tell the angulation of the tooth. I'm going to be luting this down. That'll help me get rid of some of this wax, but I also want to get it kind of in position where I need it to be. It looks about right, but I'm going to have to do some adjustment anyway. So once I get it to about to where I want it, then I'm going to go ahead and lute it down, because that's going to give me more stability to make the fine-tuned adjustments. You can go ahead and stop.